let's talk about technology. So Mandy's favorite topic, technology, even though she's like, I don't do it, whatever, but it's so great. And you are at a technology summit, but so where does technology play a role in this? I'm actually going to call on a few of you, but first, Josh, since I know I made fun of Josh earlier, but he really is one of those people that spearheads thinking differently about how to leverage technology. So where does AI and so forth come into this? And give us some of your brilliant thought leadership on technology.
Thanks. We're at an interesting inflection point in the industry, especially in energy and utility management. And AI is really buzzy right now. And if you follow AI at all, it seems like every day there's a new AI platform out there that is at both terrifying and exciting at the same time. Especially if you start having conversations with these little bots. It's very interesting stuff. But it really can have a significant impact on how you manage your facilities and how you manage the energy usage and consumption out there. We're looking at deploying AI-type technology into our stores that will have the capability to utilize machine learning and predictive analytics to develop virtual sub-meters down to all of our units at the store, to enable automated demand response, to adjust set points and create work orders before there's a problem, to become truly proactive instead of reactive, which is how we all live in our world. Our current state right now is among my 16,000 stores, I have at least 5 disparate energy management systems across that portfolio. And I say at least 5 because I probably have some store out in the middle of nowhere that has a bunch of thermostats on the walls, and I just don't even know it. And none of these systems talk to each other. They don't integrate. And I literally have analysts swiveling in their chairs, logging out of one system, logging into another every single day, trying to manage this portfolio. By utilizing AI and machine learning, we're working on developing a software platform, what we call a single pane of glass that sits over all of that, integrates all of that data into a data lake, makes it actionable, and makes it real time, and will really truly empower us to impact some positive change at the store level.
That's awesome. Ted, do you want to add a little bit more color on data integrity and your thoughts on that?
The hardest part in the ESG compliance space is you need to start with good information. And the core of it is having good records on assets. And a lot of this data gets siloed. It gets parked in a different system somewhere, like you were just referring to, swiveling chairs. And I think the key, at least in the next few years, is that integration between these touch points that'll streamline the number of times that you have to enter data or even review data. You're talking about data lakes. Microsoft's done some incredibly powerful things in this language that you'll hear very little about right now, but it'll probably change, called M language. And it allows you to share data between different companies and different reporting structures as long as you use Power BI. And it's really, really fascinating. So it may not even be the best platform, but if it's the most efficient platform, it really does enhance what you're able to do. And even things like what TrackRef accomplishes with the service people that we work with is only manageable when we have a good partnership with a work order system, because that data is not redundant, but there's a lot of similarities, and I think streamlining, that's key.
Any other thoughts on technology? Yep, go ahead.
Just to build on that, I would say integration is going to be key moving forward in the future state. The days of closed protocol systems that don't talk to anything else, those are done. I mean, we're moving away from that. And the system that will integrate your carbon accounting, which will be essential as the SEC continues to shove their faces in how we operate our businesses, between the work order management system, your utility bill pay and management system, whatever. You have to start to marry all of these together. And where's Mark? Mark, the system that integrates that will be a key player in the marketplace. Take note. I'll come back. I'll talk to you in 6 months. We'll see where we are.
I was going to say, I see an easy button. Fexible? A flexible system?
Yeah. Everybody wants that button. I just wanted to go back just one step to just say, yes, I am taking the mic on a technology answer here. But I just wanted to talk about the automation perspective and how, when we talk about people in the trades, the external and the internal, even with techs. When we start seeing the automation be integrated between what they're using out on site and what we're using in-house, and they talk to each other, and then you look at a giant like NetSuite, for instance, and then all of a sudden you're able to take that. Mark, are you listening, buddy? Okay, buddy. And you're able to take that, and then you're able to integrate that back into all of your financial systems. This has been something that's been really key for us, is how do you connect the dots with everybody that's important. So I am excited up here, people. Like, I am excited. I love this, and you and I can't have a drink later, Josh, because it's not going to be good.
That's awesome. Keith, do you have any thoughts? I know you mentioned your work order system, which is not yet Fexa, but hopefully in the future, soon. When you're,
That's a soft sell right there.
don't worry, it's not a soft sell. It's a hard sell. No, just kidding. Just kidding. But you mentioned managing, technology. You had mentioned to me before that, nothing happened. It has to all be tracked. Do you have any thoughts as far as that?
Thoughts on the system or being with Fexa? Which is it?
Oh, well, you can talk about Fexa.
I can honestly say on the record,
No pressure.
I would, let me make sure I phrase this right. No. I can honestly say on the record, if you need a system, you should be with Fexa without a doubt. All right? Without a doubt, it's the most flexible out there. Well, but see, I'm not trying to jump on board, but it's the most adaptable out there right now. So, and I'm not just selling it for them. I've been in this industry 30 years. I started way back when there was no system. There was two companies, Service Watch and Outbound, for any of you old timers out there that used to pick up a phone book. Right? There was two companies, East Coast and West, that did consolidation, and that was it. But the big thing is tracking it all in one system. That is so huge to me. And over at Chipotle, we do not even call a fire department unless there's a ticket in our work order system. You have to be that stringent about it. Nothing happens until there's a ticket.
Nothing happens without a work order.
Yeah, it has to be there. And you have to get the operators on board with that. You need to support them. You need to help them with that. But you have to have it all in one place, including my team is in one system, that I can look at analytics and I can analyze any bit of data on the money I spend. And, having 3,200 restaurants, I know we all have different budgets, but I probably spend like $1.5 million a week in cash out of the company. So it's very easy to be looked at, and I can chop it and dice it any which way. So I think it's very important.
Awesome. Thank you. Go ahead.
So we all kind of talked about it on the call beforehand. We had like a little practice call, but just especially with new stores, tracking your assets from the beginning, you truly need to know and understand what your depreciation is. If you don't know how much you pay for that HVAC unit in the beginning, how can you really track the depreciation of it? You're starting when it breaks down. So you have to start in the beginning. And that's something that we're learning years into the game that we haven't been doing. So this is a best practice that we're going to put in, that everything from the LED light that we installed to the 12 units, we need to know in the beginning, how much did we pay for it? So then when it breaks down, we truly know, well, we paid $10,000 for it. Why are we spending $20,000 to repair it? So, and then we also want a system or a reporting system that will tell you, ding, 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 you need a new unit. Don't repair it anymore. So just also, and then he said, I'm sorry if I'm rambling. He mentioned about getting the information. We struggle with capturing exactly what happened. When you have guys in the field, their focus is to repair it. Them putting it in the system is like admin work to them. They don't want to do it, but we need it. I need to know it broke down and why. So when we call the vendor, we call the right vendor, one. And two, we have a record to go back from. And a lot of people don't realize when you capture all the details, say 5 years later somebody decides to sue you, you had that information. You have a record to go back and look at it. You have notes. It's time stamped. And so it's very, very important.